Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are excited to be here with you today. As you know, you've started to get used to the format and the way that we're doing things in LeadLAP. So this is our weekly video where the four of us come together to talk to you a little bit about where we've been and where we plan to go this week. And so just as a reminder, we've had Traci and Dawn who have been leading this fabulous journey for us on how to really embed anti-racism work into our lessons, into our schools when we kick back up in the fall. We've talked a lot about our own feelings, our own processing, bringing more awareness to the work. We've talked about what we're doing to learn and grow and how to keep momentum. And we've really actually just recently started, if you joined us last week, started on the journey of really starting to plan and look at the curriculum, look at the lessons that we're doing, and how do we shift and change them in a way to make sure that they're incorporating anti-racism work in the lessons that we do day to day. And so we're really excited that we're going to continue that as we kick into this Saturday, going deeper into that work. We want to thank all of you who rolled up your sleeves last week and really dug into the lessons and the lesson planning. And if you haven't checked them out already, if you missed it last week or even were just kind of watching and participating in the background with us, if you missed all the wonderful resources that Dawn and Traci shared to really help kickstart that lesson planning, please make sure that you check those out. They will be in the archive, the Wakelet archive of our chat. And we also will include with the blog, with this video, you'll see them further down, a link to be able to access all of those resources. But we're glad that you're going to be back with us. Beth, anything you want to add?
No, I think that's so, I mean, you hit all of the big points, and really it continues to be about research to action, like making it happen, changing the way that we do things so that we can really make sure that we are intentional in the anti-racist work that we do every single day, every single moment. And now, am I handing it over to Dawn or Traci? Whoever would like.
Traci.
Traci.
I think Traci.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
So hi friends, and Beth and Shelley are right. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Last week, we worked hard. It was the curriculum planning work session, and all of the work that we've done all summer, this is what it's about, is getting to the core and really supporting our students. So that being said, last week we came with our favorite lesson. We broke it down. We embedded anti-racism elements into the content. We talked about planning with intentionality, and we gave you a ton of resources. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go back to last week's chat. After we finished the work, we talked about personal connections and just really talked about how are you feeling, any questions, any gaps, anything you need us to help you with. So it was a time of stretching and challenging, and we worked really, really hard. So this week we're going to slow it down and begin to peel back some layers. Dawn, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, thanks, Traci. So this week we're really going to continue that curriculum conversation, and we've kind of frame the conversation around backward designing anti-racism education. And that's really taking this planning a step further to say, okay, every day we're building out our lesson plans. How can we look a little bit deeper within the lesson plans to find places to embed those anti-racism threads in there? So we're making sure to hit those. So we're going to start out with some reflection, thinking back to last week and you know, where we found ourselves at the end of the chat, and then really just moving into, like we would plan any other lesson, identifying the learning objectives. Where are the opportunities to kind of interject this anti-racism education within the content, looking at those individual concepts and skills within the content, and then going in and identifying assessments and learning activities that are going to help guide kids through learning as we expose them to these concepts and skills that they may really be unfamiliar with. Just using our content as the vehicle to have these conversations with kids, just to heighten their awareness and just bring these issues to them that are just going to help make them better and stronger. And so we're going to continue that discussion about lesson planning, and then end with the slow chat question that's really going to have us thinking about next week. How do I continue to look at my content, look at the curriculum on an ongoing basis? This isn't just a one and done thing. We want to keep looking at the content and keep bringing this important information to our kids day in and day out as we see them in the classroom. So it's going to be a great chat. I can't wait to have it with you.
We're looking forward to it. And I think one of the things too that I'd love to share with everybody, and this was in sort of our pre-conversation before we started to record the video, but one of the things that Don brought up that I think is really exciting about this coming chat on Saturday too, is that for those of you who are administrators, school leaders, people who are evaluators in one way, shape, or form, that one of the things that we are excited about this week is that you also being able to get some ideas about what does planning for anti-racism look like? What are things you, as an evaluator, somebody who has made this work important in your school or in your system, how might it look? What might you be looking for if you're in a classroom observing a lesson or giving somebody feedback about the work that they're doing and whether or not it's taken advantage of the opportunities to embed anti-racism work in that. So I'm really excited about that too. And that was part of our pre-conversation. We chat before we do this video.
Definitely. And I think too, going back to last week, really analyzing the way that we lead PD, the way that we lead meetings with teachers, making sure that we're also using that anti-racist lens as school leaders in all that we're doing as we lead the learning with staff. So awesome. Cannot wait. Always look forward to Saturday mornings with you ladies and our crew.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.